go. All right, folks, good evening. This is Israel and the Israel Keys Wealth Tribe, and we have another. All right, you can barely hear me. Give me a second. Is that better? That should be better. So this is Israel. On behalf of myself and the Israel Keys Tribe, welcome to the Traders Lounge on a Sunday. This has become a good ritual for us every Sunday before the trading week starts. Ready, Freddy? That's good, Kieran. Before the trading week starts, we get together to think through some stuff beyond charts, beyond any of the other technical pieces of information. We're just talking about the real business of being a trader. Now, you might wonder what right do I have to talk about this? Well, I put my first trade on in the financial markets in, I believe it was May 2007. Roughly May 2007. Was it June? Thereabouts. And so I've been doing this now 13 years. I've won. I've lost. I've blown quite a few accounts. Well, I say quite a few. I've blown two. Was it two or three? I've blown either two or three accounts I've blown. And then I kind of figured it out. You know, something clicked about 6-7 years ago. And it's been onwards and upwards since then. And I now successfully trade. I've traded micro funds. When I say micro, I'm not boasting, you know. I'm not going to pretend I haven't traded for banks or anything, but I've traded. I think the largest account size I've traded over the last few years has been roughly about $150,000. So, you know, successfully. Part of my normal regular income today is from trading the forex market. So I consider myself a professional trader. I also am the president and the CEO of Israel Keys Wealth and the senior instructor or a senior instructor at Israel Keys Wealth Academy. And some of our people are in the chat section. I can see a couple: Monica, Gerard, Natalia, Kieran. Could you let the good people know that you're here, and welcome our guests tonight? For those, if anybody's watching this who's not here. And if I say anything that's a lie or anything that I haven't screamed before, just shout lies in the comment section. I give you my permission. So if you hear me say anything that you know is untrue based on your experience with us over the last few months, just let the good people of YouTube know that it's a lie. So are we ready? Now, 2 weeks ago, we dealt with treating trading like a business, or approaching your trading like a business. Today, we're going to finish that train of thought. We took a break last week talking about, give me a second, it's a bit hot here in this room. Right, just dealt with that. So, we want to talk about how to approach trading like a business. And unspoken in that is how to do it at a high level, professionally and well. Now, a brief summary of the last installment in this particular topic. Last week, we dealt with building a wealth mindset or success mindset, which was quite amazing. So this week, one quick second, folks. This week, we're going to finish up approaching trading like a business. Coolie ho. If I can get this piece of junk to work. Right. Got it. So, let's get to it. There we go. Finally. So 2 weeks ago, this is what we looked at. We looked at what a business is. We defined a business. I'm not going to repeat that. But there's a definition. The key word there being organized. We look at what a hobby is. Not a hobby as in HUBBY, which everybody wants to have one of, but a hobby. Something you do regularly or semi-regularly, primarily for the fun. It gives you joy, but it's not something that you necessarily are that committed to for constructive purposes. And we talked about the fact that you have to treat your trading like a business from day one. Right? And then we moved on. So yeah, you fit a hobby around your life and deal with it on the fly. You fit your life around a business and you give it a consistent and disciplined priority. So we look at you need a business plan. Every business needs a business plan. We defined a business plan. It's a written document that describes your business, covers objectives, strategies, sales, marketing, and financial forecast. It helps you clarify your business idea, spot potential problems, set out your goals, and measure your progress. And we looked at this. As a trader, your business plan should involve your approach, the frequency with which you will trade. In essence, what kind of, are you a scalper? Are you a long-term trader? Are you a position trader? Are you a technical analyst, a fundamental analyst, all that stuff? Excuse me. Your trading times and schedules, your source of capital, your amount of capital, the return on investment you want, and the team you have in your corner. A good business plan helps you weed out irrational and unfeasible ideas and goals, but should also serve as a source of inspiration we looked at. It should include extensive market research of the industry you're about to enter. It should have clearly defined KPIs, key performance indicators, and there should be a clearly defined plan for capacity development. What we mean by that is how to develop your technical knowledge and skill, how to develop your mentality, your mindset, and your psychology, and how to improve your proficiency at business management. These are some of the things that we are very, very sure that we can help you with here at the Israel Keys Wealth Academy. But today is not about a hard sell. Well, it's never about a hard sell with us anyway. So we want to go into a bit more detail today. Now, of course, your plan should entail a plan. One second, I'll explain that. What I mean by that. So your business plan should entail, one, a plan. That sounds like a repetition, a tautology, but I'll explain. Your plans to get and manage your capital. In essence, how much you're going to start with, how you're going to get it, how you're going to make sure you don't waste it, aka your risk management, your money management, how you want to increase that capital over time, all that stuff. So let's start with plan. How are you going to approach your trading? It's not enough to say, I know how to spot a trend line break, and if I see one, I'll take one. No. Do you have a mechanical approach to the markets? Let me repeat. Do you have a mechanical approach to the markets? I trade these kind of setups, this number of them a day, or week, or month, or year. I will enter with this amount of risk. I will come out after this amount of risk to reward in profit. Rinse and repeat. A mentor of mine once said, if you cannot write your trading plan on the backside of a business card, throw it away. Now, what he meant, excuse me, I'm having a little bit of problem with my lunch. I'm not sure what I ate, but I'm trying not to throw up here. Something's happening down in my belly. But let's soldier through this. In essence, if you are talking to another trader, somebody who knows what trading's about, who understands the technical information, let me know you're still following the comment section. You should be able to describe your trading plan, he said, on the backside of a complimentary card, of a business card. And they should be able to execute that plan and get the exact same trades and results as you. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the business card part, but I would say at least half an A4 sheet of paper. If you can't summarize your business plan on half an A4 sheet of paper, such that you can give someone else, another trader who understands the language, and they can understand exactly how you approach the market. They know what kind of setups to take. And over the course of a month, they would have taken 99% or not, well, between 90 to 99% similar trades to you, getting in at the same point and coming out at the same point, either for profit or loss. Then you don't have a plan. Let me repeat this one more time. If you have a good trading plan, and when I say good, I don't mean whether or not the plan will be successful. I mean that it is good in that it is clearly defined. You should be able to write it on half an A4 sheet of paper, give it to me, and over the next month, if I follow what you wrote on the paper, you and I would have 9 out of 10 identical trades. Out of every 10 trades we both took, 9 would be identical. In essence, it's so clearly defined that someone else who doesn't live in your brain can follow the same plan and arrive at, by and large, the same kinds and numbers of trades as you. If you cannot do that, you do not have a trading plan. Therefore, you are not approaching your trading like a business. You're approaching it like an expensive hobby. Or worse still, a gamble. Gambling is something you do for the thrill. There are people who gamble more money in a night than you make in a year. They do it for the rush, for the buzz. They don't do it because they think they're going to win more than they lose. The real top end guys. Or they treat gambling as a business. And the ones who treat gambling as a business have a business plan. How much they're going to gamble, what risk they're going to take, when they're going to pull their chips to the center, when they're going to walk away. The casino you're gambling at has a business plan. Think about it. It's usually open either at night, or if it's open all day long, it's in darkly lit rooms to make it feel like it's at night. Their customer service, their user experience, the music they're playing, how they ply you with free food and wine and offer you extra rolls of the dice and use of the slot. Everything about the casino is a business to separate you from your hard-earned money. But that's exactly how the markets are. The financial markets are the same way. The market makers are the casino owners. If you come to that table and you don't have a plan, if you don't have a repeatable, rinse and repeat, disciplined approach. When I teach people about the financial markets, about institutional trading, order flow, as Chris Laurie coined it for the first time about 12, 15 years ago, when I started to show you order blocks and pivot points, not the real organic pivot points, momentum and the Fibonacci's and the sessions and the candlestick, you can get so intoxicated you think, well, now I have this wealth of information, I should be profitable. No. You can have a guy who only trades trend line breaks and stochastic crossovers who will be far more profitable than you because he has a plan and you don't. You have the knowledge, he has the plan. In the business world, people with knowledge end up working for people with the plan or being fleeced by them. If you don't have a plan, go work for someone who does, or someone who does will take your money from you in the market. I can't say that enough. You need a plan. I mean a technical plan. In fact, let me adjust this so we're clear what I mean by plan here. You need a technical plan. A series of principles, triggers, and signal systems you follow based on sound price action. And I was telling my my students last night, guys, this is what I mean when I say you can tell the folks if I'm lying. Excuse me. We had an analysis session last night. It started off as an analysis session, turned into a teaching session. And I said the last 2 weeks, because I did not do that on a Saturday or Sunday, the last 2 weeks I was so busy with my other projects, with building our website and our learning portal for our school this next month, that I didn't get the time to pre-analyze the markets on a Saturday or Sunday extensively and develop a plan of action going into the week. I said to them, I saw several trade opportunities during the week that I was sure would win, and I didn't take them. Guys, please let the people know if what I'm saying now is true. Did I or did I not tell you this last night? If I'm lying, just type in lies. I will not take a trade now that I have not pre-planned to take. In essence, I haven't sat down in advance of that opportunity, not just because I see the opportunity and say, this week, this day, this month, these are the kinds of trades I'm looking for. These are the pairs I'm stalking. This is what I'm looking to happen. And when it happens, I take it. If I see something that just looks nice, but doesn't fit my pre-plan, I walk away. Again, guys, Monica, Gerard, Kieran, Natalia, who else is on here tonight? Let the people know if what I'm saying is true. Otherwise, I just walk away. Because if I don't have a plan, eventually I'll be doing a face palm. The second thing your plan should entail is how you handle capital. Y'all ain't talking back to me tonight. Don't let the people think I'm lying. It's how you handle your capital. Trading, like any business, involves capital. It's not free. You got to put some money down, put some skin in the game before you can play the game. Finally, one person responds. You got to put some skin in the game before you can play the game. How much money are you starting with? Where is this money coming from? What are your plans to protect your money? AKA risk management and money management. These are part of a trading plan, a business plan. For instance, I will never take a trade, no matter how exciting it looks to me, that's more than 2% of my current equity. And 9 times out of 10, I'm only taking trades worth 1%. Why? Because the money in my account at any one point in time is no more than 100 times the amount of money I could lose in one day and sleep well at night. So each loss I take is just enough money to concern me, but not enough to make me emotional. Because crazy things happen when you act emotionally with capital. That's where gambling comes in again. Losing is designed to have an effect on your brain. That either makes you run away and go home, or makes you risk more and more money far quicker than you should. So I need a plan. Let me adjust this to make it clearer what I'm trying to say. I need a plan for capital management. Capital management. Very important. How am I going to handle my capital? Thirdly, I need projections. Let me put financial projections. Now, while I teach all my students, I don't know if Kame's in the house tonight. And Kame, let me know if you're here. Hey, Crypto MJ, good to see you, man. Like every business, you should plan ahead. How much money do you want to make in the next year, week, day, quarter? Realistic, let me adjust that. Realistic financial projections. Don't put £100 or dollars in your trading account talking about how you're going to be a millionaire in 3 months. Could it potentially happen if you spend all day and night trading? Yes. It could potentially happen. What are the odds of that happening? 1 in a million. It's not feasible. It's not realistic. Now, what financial projections do are one of three things. One, they inspire you. If you have a feasible plan, say for instance, if you start with $1,000 and you want to get to 10,000 at the end of the year, it is possible. I wouldn't bank on it, but it's possible. I'd say a more realistic objective would be to get to say 4,000, 5,000. And then if you really do well, then you could exceed that. If you sit down and tell yourself 2% a week will get me to 5,000 in a year, it's realistic. It inspires you. On a Monday, you get up thinking, go find my 2%. Secondly, it'll stop you from overtrading. Every time I teach this to a young trader, they look at me like, if you have this superpower called understanding the markets, why don't you use it day and night? Because the superpower has diminishing returns. If my standard objective is 5% a week minimum, every week I'm trying out. Do I make it every week? No. Do I have the odd losing week here and there? Yeah. That's been rare. I haven't had a losing week, emphasis on week, in... No, I had one 2-3 weeks ago. I took just one trade and I lost that one trade, and I showed my students that was my first live loss in 8 weeks. So in 9 weeks, I had one losing week. It happens. But I'm trying to get 5% a week. Now, I've taught you guys ways you can get 15, 20, but I want to be realistic. I have a life, wife, children, other things to do, community leader. I like to go to the gym. I like to follow my sports. I have a healthy life outside trading, and we've spoken about that already. And I think the first day of the Traders Lounge, we might do that next week, having a healthy life outside trading. So 5% is what I'm going for. Are there weeks I blow past it? Yeah, I've had 15% weeks. However, if I get to 5% on a Monday or a Tuesday, well, I hardly ever trade a Monday. So if I get to 5% on a Tuesday, and I know I only need 2% a week to reach my target for the year, I can take the rest of the week off the pressure of entering live trades and spend it studying the market. It stops me from overtrading. I'm not just running after an invisible target. I can stop, take a breath, celebrate, and go again at certain points. Now, I want you guys to chew on that just for a second. I'm going to grab a drink real quick to keep something down my throat. Chew on that for a quick second. Having realistic financial projections lets you know when to stop and take a break. When you can celebrate a little bit, gives you a breather. You don't have to be on the treadmill all day, every day. Chew on that for 30 seconds. All right, drink secured, disaster averted. I'm back. And then the third thing, that realistic financial projections. Okay. Now I ain't gonna go there. Anyway, so number one, they inspire you. Number two, they help you pace yourself and avoid over trading. Number three, they act like the law of attraction we looked at last week. When you set a goal for yourself, your mind has a way of wrapping itself around that goal. If you say I want 4% and it's feasible, your mind has a way of adjusting to that subconsciously and pushing you in that direction. If you don't have a goal, then your plans are just a wish. In essence, any plan that does not have clearly defined targets is far less likely to be met. All right? Okay. Now, the next thing that you want to consider as part of your business plan for your trading are your quote and unquote business hours. Again, one, you want to have a healthy work-life balance. But secondly, you will have far less effectiveness in any line of business if you don't know when you should not be working. Let me say that again. Every business needs to know when to close its doors. Also, when to open them. When am I open for business? Think of it that way. Why? Because your brain needs routine. The human brain was designed to be a creature of habit. Y'all hear me? The human brain was designed to be a creature of habit. One more time. The human brain was designed to be a creature of habit. And for those of you who've ever run a business outside trading, you know this, especially if you work from home. Right? You know this. If you don't tell yourself in advance, even if, there's one day a week usually when my wife doesn't go to work. And so that day, usually by the time I start for the day, she's gone because she's got to get to work and I'm working in a room across the hallway from our bedroom. But every day that week, when I'm ready to start working, I tell her I'm on my way to work. Now, the first time I said, she was like, "Oh, but where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to work." So I said, I'm about to go to work. I'm trying to beat the traffic. She says, "Where?" I said, "Well, I'm going to work on the other side of the hall." She burst out laughing. But it's intentional. I tell my brain, from this time to this time on this day, you are working. You might be working in a room in your house. You might be working in your pajamas. But brain, switch on now and get into work mode. And I found out it helps to dress up. Believe it or not, there's days now where I put on work clothes to leave my bedroom to my home office to sit down on my charts. I'm telling my brain, these are your business hours. Now, you guys know my business hours, right? 6 to 10 a.m., 12 to 3. Now, I usually start at about 9 a.m. in the morning because nowadays I kind of skip London. I've been skipping London now for about, 3 years. If I'm awake early, if I think there's a move that will happen in London. No, Gerard, you're not the only one. If I think there's a move that will happen in London, I'll stay awake for it. Like 2 weeks ago when I gave you guys the signals on EuroCAD and GBCAD and we took the trade live and it paid us. So I tell myself 9:30, maximum 10 be at your charts. Why? Because 12 to 3, I want to have at least 2 hours of analyzing that day, seeing what opportunities there are before I start taking a trade, start at 11, 12. Business hours. Business hours. Okay. Now, I'll come back to that in a second. Couple of other things you need to think about. Number one is appraisals. How... No, you're not the only one, Gerard. Yep, it helps to dress up. You put your sneakers on, dress up and sit at your desk. Yep. Ivy, try it. It works. So, what is your appraisal plan? How are you going to know how well you are doing? Now, you might say, well, it's obvious. If my account is growing, then I know I'm doing well. Well, if you wait for your losses to tell you there's a problem, there's a big issue. In trading, you appraise yourself on your habits, not just your results. When you take a trade, you ask yourself, should I have taken this trade in the first place? And this is where a journal is indispensable. Listen to me. especially if you're a young trader, don't trade any faster than you can journal. This is how one of the ways to stop over trade. I'm giving you a secret now. If you're one of those people who can't stop over trading, this is how you do it. You will only take a trade if you can journal why you got into it, what you were expecting, what happened, and why you came out. If you have to write down those 4 things, why you got into it, what you were expecting, what happened while you were in it, and why you came out, good or bad, profit or loss. If you had to make that entry about every single trade you took, you wouldn't take 10 trades a day, would you? No, you wouldn't. So the fact that you are taking more trades than you can take the time to systematically explain your rationale behind is a sign you're over trading. So factor in appraisals. Also, how is your strategy? Remember I said you, okay, let's go back here. Remember I said that here your first start should be your technical plan? Well, you might want to appraise your technical plan, aka your strategy or your system. Is it working? No matter how good it looked in the back tests or in the paper trades of the past, because everything looks better in hindsight, right? In hindsight, you can see the obvious. That was a good place to enter. But like we looked at yesterday, folks, when that candle is forming, when the price is moving up and down in live volatile conditions, the human psychology is a lot more difficult to control in either entering or staying out when you should not do the other. And so, after so often, set benchmarks. For instance, I am of the belief that you should give every trading strategy no more than 50 tries and no less than 25 or 30. Let me repeat. No more than 50, no less than 25 or 30. If you take 25, that means, and you take 1% each loss, that means you have 4 strategies to try out. You can try out 4 approaches, 4 technical plans. And if you try 4 different strategies and give each of them 25 trades, or you try 2 and give each of them 50, or you try 3 and give each of them 30, 33, thereabouts, and you lose, in essence, you end up losing all your money. Because think about it this way. If by the time you've lost 100% of your equity at 1%, except you lost 100 trades and didn't win a single one, if that's you, this is not for you. If you lose 100 trades back to back, that is a sign that trading is either not for you or it's not for you right now. Go away, gather yourself, and come back in the future before you burn your pension. But even the worst trader will win an average of 1 in 5. I haven't seen anybody who's traded consistently for 3 months who has a less than 20% success rate. It's usually the fact that your losses far exceed your wins. When you lose big. You keep moving your stop loss. And when you win small. That's how most people go out of business. Not because they just lose all the time. And so by the time you've taken 100 trades, you should still have roughly between half to 75 or 25% of your account left. By that time, you should have gone between 2 and 4 different technical approaches. If all of them have failed, then you know you need to move to the next thing on my list, which is development. But even if you are succeeding, even if you're building equity, even if you're getting better, you should still have a plan to get better, to amplify your strengths. All great businesses take their areas of strength and strengthen them. Don't rest on your laurels. For instance, one of my development plans in trading was to start to teach. I said, okay, you know pretty much 95 to 90 to 95% of every technical trick out there that there is. How can you become better And I came to the conclusion that in my other affairs, I'm a high performance and executive and corporate coach. I'm a community leader. I do other things that I don't want to talk about today for now, where I teach. And I realized that teaching works very good with my brain. Whenever I'm forced to teach something, I become more proficient at it, usually because my biggest weakness sometimes is a laissez-faire approach. I can be a very spontaneous person, a very go with the flow kind of person. And so I don't like to be a hypocrite. I'm a very bad hypocrite. And so if I teach someone to do something a certain way, my character integrity forces me to practice what I preach. And so I figured out that I could hold myself to a far more disciplined approach to the markets if there were other people I was preaching the same approach to, who I would have to look in the eye and tell the truth about whether or not I was taking my own advice. So part of my development as a trader, or my plan was, when I get this thing, I want to come back and teach other people. And to those of you who are students, we would love to have you back once you've gone through your program. If you want to come back as instructors, it would be great to keep you in the family. It'd be great to keep you in the family. But have a development plan. Sign up with a mentor. Do some free studying. Do chart time. If you cannot sit, one quick second. If you can't sit in front of a chart without taking a trade, there's a problem. If you're a trader and you can't sit, if you're a trader and you cannot sit down and look at candles forming without diving in, then you have a problem. It's a sign that you need help. Because the greatest and most insightful, the most productive, use of your time will not just be the trades you take. It'll be the hours you spend studying price action for yourself. For those of you who are students, taking the lessons we teach and going back and checking. And I love seeing this on the Telegram groups when people say, wow, I went and I tested this and it would have made a net average or a net return of 500 pips last month on one pair alone. I'm excited because it means somebody took the time to go back and invest in their future. Back testing, paper trading, even demo trading to see how it turns out without the emotion of your hard-earned cash on the line is a significant part of your development. We're going to leave that alone for now and come to the last one, which I want to put in bold and underline it. Have a plan. In fact, let me put that down. Have a plan to pay yourself. Again, the human mind needs incentives. It works best with carrots and a few sticks now and again. First of all, if you're starting with a small account, don't spend all your profit. You need to allow your account grow. But even with a small account, even if all you're withdrawing now, of course, most brokers won't let you withdraw anything less than $50 or $100, whatever it is. But as you grow, even if it's a $50 withdrawal every now and again, take out that money and go buy yourself something nice. Do your weekly shopping with it. Why? Let your brain equivocate this benefit, the groceries, your ability to take your spouse on a date, buy a pair of trainers for your son or daughter, go to the movies or see that play in the theater. Let your brain associate this benefit with your success in the market. We looked at developing a success mindset yesterday, remember? It's powerful. Because you are starting to form a positive relationship with the market. You're saying to yourself, this is what the market can do for me if I approach it correctly. In essence, you went through the trouble of studying. You invested the time to analyze, right? You picked out the right trade. You were disciplined with your risk management. You waited for the right entry. You went through all the emotional gyrations of the retracements on the way to your profit, and you closed the trade for profit. And you did that 10, 15, 20 times that month. If your broker's minimum withdrawal falls within the profit you made, even, let's put it this way. If your account is $500 and you made $50 profit, do you want to take out all 50? No. Withdraw 50, put back 25. If the broker won't let you withdraw anything less than 50, go buy yourself your weekly shopping. Pay yourself. This is perhaps the most unobvious, the most not obvious key I picked up along the way. If you're slaving away and your only reward is seeing that account grow, but with no benefit tangibly in your lifestyle, your brain will subconsciously start asking itself, why are we doing this anyway? Pay yourself. Buy yourself something nice. Every once in a while, take some of that money, give it to someone. Give it to charity, whatever. Do something that makes you go, that was nice. I got that from the markets. This is the reward for doing it the right way. It makes the right way easier to carry on doing. Also, let me add this. This wasn't part of my original list, but let me add this. Something I started doing. Cover the bill for your losses. This also changed my life trading. One second. Let me edit that. For your silly losses. If I take a trade I shouldn't have taken, I have to deposit at least the amount of money I lost in that trade to cover up for it. This is the stick and carrot. This is the stick I'm talking about in the carrot and stick. So next time I'm tempted to make that stupid mistake, at the back of my mind, I know if I take this trade I shouldn't take and I lose. I'll give you an example. If you're trading a $5,000 account and you're risking 1%, that's $50, right? That's $50 less you can go out and have a meal with. That's $50 less you can buy your top and shoes for the gym with. Excuse me. And so, if I know there's a fiscal penalty for my errors, the same way if you work in a store or shop or a business, some of them have rules and says, hey, if you break something in a manner in which you shouldn't physically have been expected to break it, you pay for it. The shopkeeper is telling you, be careful how you handle my goods, because if you break them, you replace them. Same thing. You're your own shopkeeper. Cover the bill for your silly losses, and notice how quickly you stop making them. I still do that till today. It's one of the reasons why you guys see me in the Instagram groups. I'm like, boy, that I shouldn't have taken that trade. I didn't see that. I'm going to close it now. Because if I wait till the loss grows to a full 1%, that's that full 1% out of my monthly budget. All right. Now, we've got 10 more minutes tonight. Any questions? I think this is the first time I'm going to open up the Traders Lounge for questions. Any questions? And if there's no questions, if it's been that self-explanatory, then we will just close and get ready for a great week trading. So I'm going to give it a few seconds because I know there's a slight delay between me speaking and you hearing my voice. I should say, any questions about what I've just been speaking about, to be precise. No questions from Gerard? Anybody else? All right, well, in the absence of questions, I am going to say bon voyage this week. Have an amazing week in the financial markets, treating and approaching your trading like a business. You're not just a businessman or woman, you should be a businessman. As usual, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share this with, and not just trading, any kind of business. I think what we've covered this last 2 weeks or 3 weeks now will be applicable to any kind of business, any entrepreneur in any sector. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to find out about how to register to be a student with us here at Israel Keys Wealth Academy, please send an email to israelkeysgroup@gmail.com for inquiries about registering. Let's help you out with your inquiry. All this good stuff is $79.99 a month till the end of this month. That offer is closing down at the end of September. This is what you get for your money. In addition to the free stuff we put on YouTube, you get pre-recorded course material, an ongoing VIP mentorship, including weekly webinars. We have about 4 webinars every week, and a Mastermind Inner Circle, which is going live on the 1st of November. Signal service, trade strategies and models, customized watch lists, automated trading, all that good stuff. And access to a virtual trading community coming up called the Traders Village. We are absolutely stoked about it. We can't wait to get it into your hands, and we hope that you will come on this journey with us. So send an email to israelkeysgroup@gmail.com, or you can get in touch by Telegram and WhatsApp on that number on your screen. +44 7476 715 That's the number right there. All right, students, I will see you at 9:15. Well, Talkback will see you at 9:15 tomorrow. For actually the analysis tomorrow will be live on YouTube, so that's the free analysis. We'll go deeper on Tuesday with the closed forum analysis as well. Registered students, please make sure that your Telegram is set to receive notifications so you don't miss out on signals and announcements during the week. This has been Israel Olumide Isiavi, to be precise, from all of us here at Israel Keys Wealth Academy this week. Good luck, all the best, have a blessed week and a successful week in the markets. I'm about to go put my head on my pillow. Take care. Bye-bye.